Bada bing, bada boom. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the VR Link. It is episode 51. Thank you for everyone who joined us last week as well. That was a really good show. Really enjoyed that. Thank you. Look at Danish. He's got no facial hair. He looks so much. And he's got a beaker. I thought you had a different colour beaker to blue. What? You know.
I had a green massive bottle and I'm back to the blue beaker today.
Ah, that's it,
Back
man.
to the blue beaker. Okay.
That's where he's
Only
so
fancy stuff in my house. I stole it from Souse's East Wing.
That's where his soul is. My name's GT. This is your weekly Sunday Service VR podcast that gives you and us a chance to sit back and discuss some of the latest news, games, and goings on in virtual reality. Allow me to introduce this week's co-hosts. We've got Salsa from Salsa Ketchup VR,
Hello, everybody.
Dane from Get to the Chopper VR,
What's up?
and Alex VR from Between Realities, which is currently between seasons, with the first having 15 episodes. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello, thank you guys so very much for having me. I am super stoked to be here. This is awesome.
No worries, man. I know how passionate you are about VR. Let's quickly talk about Between Realities quickly. Let's just cover that while we're here. That's obviously your virtuality podcast.
Yes. So I'm Alex VR. If you've never seen me before, I have a YouTube channel called Alex VR, and it's like a kind of like a variety channel. I do gameplay, I do streams, I go to like conventions and do interviews with developers and people who make stuff, and I try to get into as much different stuff as I can. And more recently, I've started a podcast called Between Realities, as GT has mentioned, with my co-host Skiva, or Skiva007, who a lot of you also know. And we have, like he said, GT also just said, we're kind of between seasons right now. We took 15 episodes to kind of like take our first stab at it, and now we're like doing some rebranding, like getting our own custom set made and kind of like stepping it up a notch. The podcast itself kind of has like an emphasis on like philosophical perspective, you know, like because there's a lot of deep stuff when you start to like go down the rabbit hole of VR and like what it means as far as like the way we're going to implement it into the future, and what it means when you talk about what is real and what's not real, and what it means to have experience and what it means to have memories of things happening and stuff. So anyway, we have a good time over there, and we always have guests. GT was on the show for our first season. It was super awesome. We had a great time having him, and yeah, we'll be getting started in another couple of weeks or so. So look forward to it.
Nice, man, and I hope people go and check it out. I actually liked your backdrop. I thought it was really good. You had like a starship thing going on, so it looked like your desk where you were sitting was traveling through the solar system. I thought it was great.
It's like on the deck or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And we're going to do something similar, but that set was like one that we bought off of like a site, you know, like a stock like site for stuff that makes that shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like now that we know that this is something that we really want to like move forward with and like take seriously, we wanted to have like our own ship, you know, not one that somebody else could also go out there and get and replicate.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
So we like hired somebody off of Fiverr to like make a sweet set, and we're waiting on it to come back right now. So
That's wicked, man.
I look forward to it.
Do you know what, dude? I wish you all the best luck with that show, because I thought it was really good, and I think you and Skiva are very passionate, and do you know what I mean? That's awesome. So yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much, and thank you again for having me here. This is awesome. I'm so excited to get into all this.
Nice, dude. Nice. For those of you on the move or just prefer audio podcasts, you can listen again via Spotify and Anchor, and just all you got to do is just search the VR Link podcast, or you can use links in the description. Each and every week, skip that. I've just read the wrong line. I want to thank the amazing patrons. They're the backbones of this channel, and the channel members whose names are listed below. And if you're looking for ways to join these timeless legends who help all this happen, please check the links in the description. And while you're there, please check out our community Discord for the latest news in VR. There's like a segment in there, man. It's really cool. And to meet other players. So thank you all for joining us in the chat. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for just already being here, like lined up, man. There's so many of you already. It's really cool. Let's give some shout outs. We've got my name is Love Hot Dogs. Dane really liked that name.
Good name.
VR
I
Basement.
approve.
Yeah, I like hot dogs. I always check the meat content of a hot dog.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
As long as
Don't
it
spoil
goes
it for
well
yourself.
with some salsas or some ketchup, it's all good.
No, man, honestly, like, I've bought some hot dogs that were like 70% pork. And I'm like, hold on a minute, dude. And then you go, you know what I mean? You spend a little bit more money, they're like 92% pork. You know?
You need that all beef Frank, all right? If you're going to mess with a hot dog, just get the all beef Frank, okay? Don't mess around.
Oh, man, no
Beef?
worries. Yeah, I've never beef one before.
Really?
I have, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, so
man.
you're travelled, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've travelled
He just
around.
I've had
request these things from his
alligator.
butler.
What can I say?
He's at Alligator live. David Regan, how you doing? Andy Hartman, Carillion, DJ, Madman, Durban Brown, Paradise Decay, Gabrielle, Dark, Neil, how you doing? Thanks for joining us,
Ooh.
guys.
Durban Brown is eating chili dogs right now.
No way. Is he really?
Boom.
Chili dogs.
I just want to add in there, right? JD Max, how you
Mm.
doing, man? I don't know if I missed you. You were one of the first people to pull up in your motor. Midlife, nice. Thanks for joining. Hello, Mick. Quadir, nice. Talking about chili dogs, right? So once upon a time, I made a mental hot dog.
We have to also got to interrupt. There is a mini JD Max because he just had a girl the other day.
He did.
So congratulations on the new member of your family.
Isabella JD.
Congratulations, man.
There you
Welcome
go.
to no sleep.
You got a free salsa. You know what I mean? Congratulations.
You need to send him to sleep.
What, have that on repeat?
On that
Oh.
on loop.
That'd be absolutely mental. Yeah, nice. Oh, he's got the GGs in there. Nice one. Excellent. That's so cool. Zombie, how you doing? Okay, yeah, so just let us know what you've been playing in the chat. Let's go over what we've been playing, and we're going to start with Get to the Chopper.
What I've been playing, I haven't been playing a lot of VR.
I can't believe you said that publicly. I thought you was going to hide
Oh
that.
no, no. Well, I can't. My list is going to end very quickly. When I just start listing the games. To be fair,
Yeah.
can't really hide it. I played the Resident Evil 7 DLC for the first time, so I played through some of the banned footage, most of it actually. And that's really good. Actually, I really like that. There was the Nightmare mode, when it's almost like a Call of Duty zombie style thing where you got to get points and keep the points tallying up and getting new weapons and stuff. That was good.
Let me try and think. So you've got two lots of DLC, haven't you? You've got the one where you've got the Metal Fist.
Yeah, that's End of Zoe. I did do that one as well.
That is absolutely brilliant. As DLC
That's like
goes,
the
man.
bulky one, isn't it? That's like an hour or something just for that one DLC.
Yeah, as DLC goes, that is phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
was
then
pretty good.
you played the other one. Are you Chris Redfield in that one or something? I can't remember.
No, you're. I think you're. No, you're. I think you're the cameraman. You know the cameraman you see in the early part of the game, like
What
the
the-
kind of flashback. I think you're him.
What, the one who dies?
Maybe. I think so. I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember because it's obviously from a first-person perspective. It wasn't too much storytelling. It's just like you're in a situation, go and survive, kind of thing. So I'm not sure if it was Ethan,
Yeah.
whether it was other random dude. I don't know.
Yeah, no, the
But anyway.
cameraman doesn't die. The cameraman is the one that lives. It's the presenter and the other guy that dies.
Yeah, but who would
Okay.
feel? He's right.
The,
There's actually three of them, isn't there? You're the cameraman.
yeah, you're the
But
cameraman.
in the DLC though, you're not that. I thought you was that. I thought you was one of the agents from Thingy Bob.
There was
Oh,
the
no, that's a
first free
different one, isn't it?
DLC,
Yeah.
which is called Not a Hero, and that's Chris Redfield cleaning up the mess afterwards.
Yeah.
And then you've got End of Zoe, which is even further afterwards when you're that uncle that.
So
comes
there's
back with
another
the-
bit of
the
another.
fists.
What's the bit you did?
So there's so I did the End of Zoe one, but I also did banned footage. So there's two of those, and they had a bunch of different random game scenarios and stuff. So one of them is you're trapped in like the basement,
Hmm.
and then you've got to go around killing all the mold things or whatever and Jack at one point. And as you go along trying to survive the 6 hours, you can upgrade better weapons, and you have to kind of collect resources and stuff like that. Mainly just like money to buy weapons, add ammo and med kits and stuff like that. But that was actually really good. That made me jump quite a lot.
Is it paid for?
It was, yeah, but I got it like really cheap. I can't remember
wonder
what it was
if
for.
I
Like two
bloody-
of them got like
Mate,
£8.
I'm worried if I've played it. And I
Dude,
mean,
well,
one.
you check it
You'd
out,
have
it's
to
good,
you'd have to be a masochist to finish Resident Evil and want more. Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
I couldn't finish it. Like it's so intense.
I haven't. Yeah,
That's why I
I
had
haven't
to finish
finished
it.
it, but
God.
it's more of a time thing. I think I didn't finish it because there's so much stuff coming out. So it's
It
like
was-
it's got left in the back burner.
I could
It was
stream.
like
do
the
have to
second
pick it
game I
back
think I
up.
played in VR. It was like the second game.
I could stream Resident
Yeah.
Evil all the time. I could never not fancy playing it. That
Yeah.
do you know what I'm
It's-
saying?
It's obviously easy once you've played it once already, which is why I'm trying to leave it as long as humanly possible to play the main game again. I'm trying to forget as much as I can about it.
Yeah.
because I think it's so amazing and it is terrifying.
Yeah.
And it was another. I was already sold on VR at that point after playing like PSVR Worlds. That sold me on it. But then I got Resident Evil 7, and I was so terrified. It caused such a reaction in me. Like, it's the only time I've ever pulled the headset off my head. I was like, I can't do this. And
Oh, wow.
I was sweating, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh man. And this was before like streaming and stuff, because you know when you're streaming, you have to go ahead with it, right? You can't back out. I was in the room and I played like the first 20 minutes of the game, looking at my TV screen, holding the headset up in the air. I was like, I can't put this on. I can't do this.
Dude, you have a physiological reaction to it, man. Like, seriously, like it shakes you to your core.
Yeah, man.
And there's no shame of noping out of that. I noped out of a custom rec room one time. I went to a rec room, and all of a sudden someone's whispering in my ear, and it's dark. I'm like, no.
You can't.
Done.
Oh,
It was
okay.
Rec room.
The kitchen demo, I couldn't get through the kitchen demo. I did go through Resident Evil 7. My first stream of Resident Evil 7, I swore so much
I need to
playing that game. I don't normally swear on stream or whatever. But,
I do all the time. Sorry in advance.
You know, I did end up swearing on that one. So, you know, there was that. Because I was scared. Generally scared.
Yeah.
Thank you, German Rifter. Oh, my word. For
Griffin.
the €10. It's so rare these days I can make the show live, so please give me that sweet, sweet salsa clip.
Coming in.
Goal!
Hey, he's beautiful.
We're waiting for it.
There we go.
There-
See, we've got this delay thing, so I'm like, where is it?
Thank you ever so much for that donation, man. Thank
What
you.
a legend he is, eh? What a legend.
He is a legend. So I was
You
literally
can
just
do
going to
this.
start playing a little clip because you're talking about Resident Evil, and like obviously Resident Evil 8 happened.
Yep.
The trailer. No mention. We're going to go into PS5 anyway, but there was no mention. It's got to be in VR. Do you reckon it's got?
It's been It makes me wonder, like, if they can identify how many people have bought Resident Evil 7 purely for VR, because it must be one of the most bought games for PSVR. Because it's, you look at any of the
They have the
major
page
channels
there.
top 20 lists, then everyone's got it in there. Everyone's got that game in there, in at least their top 5, top 10, because it's amazing.
Well, funny enough, we was going to mention it anyway. It's there was a thing come out. It might have been. It was on upload nearly 3.5 years after the launch of Capcom's Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Is nearing. He's nearing a total of 1 million VR users. As writing, the horror sequel has seen 902,000 VR users, that's crazy. Like, I actually thought it'd be a bit more, but then, like Alex is saying, and I guess Danish as well, it's so scary that maybe you just don't want to experience it. I've had people watch my streams because they can't play the game themselves. You know, so
there's definitely that as well. Yeah, I know a few people that have tried it and then turned it off like straight away.
Do you want me to weigh in on this PS5 thing, or you want to pump the brakes?
No. I mean, if you're going to talk about Resident Evil, that'd be cool.
Well, I'll wait.
All right, man. All right.
Okay.
So, Chubba, so you were saying, that's it. What was I going to say? I was going to say about Resident Evil. What was I going to say? I was really bad. You was talking. What was the experience, Sals, you were saying about with the one you did, where your hands are
The kitchen.
the kitchen.
The kitchen.
Yes.
I couldn't go through the kitchen. I had to take the headset off just before she throttled you.
That was Mrs. GT's youngest sister's first VR experience.
Oh, nice.
She's never used it since, and that is irresponsible.
You
to be
ruined
fair. Well, she said to me, I told her what it was. She went, "Nah, I'm all right. I'll watch this. I'll watch
I'm
that.
all right. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'll watch all
No.
these scary films," and it
Yeah.
freaked
So
her
different.
out. Yeah,
So different.
it is. It's so intense.
I would have said before VR, I wasn't scared of like flat horror films, but VR, like, it's just so different because
Yeah.
it's the 3D audio as well. Like, if you got headphones in, like, naturally if you're using PSVR, you've either got the earbuds or the overhead because you have to have it. That 3D audio is such a key part of it, and the fact that you've got nothing else to look away at. If you're watching a film, you can sneakily glance off to the side if you really feel like you're going to jump and you don't want to. In VR, you glance off to the side and there's something staring at you over there. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Can't do
Close
it.
your eyes and you can still hear
Yeah,
that.
you can hear
There's
it
no
behind you.
escape.
Captain Chrissy.
Hearing something over there is just the worst thing in VR.
So Captain Chrissy sometimes in the chat, he come round and he loves Resident Evil as a series, and he tried it in virtuality and he did quite well, but he'd had enough after about 30 minutes. But do you know the bit when you go underneath the house and the water?
Yes.
And
Yep.
yeah. So it was funny because I'm sitting next to him and all of a sudden he's doing that with his head. He's going, he's sort of, he's breathing like he is genuinely underwater. And I was like, and then I obviously knew the body was about to. Oh
Yeah.
man, like that's gold. Like one of the best things, isn't it, is sharing VR that way. It's so good. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, you played that
And that was all my VR gameplay of the week, to be honest.
no PC VR players have done that. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you one up on PC VR players.
Just by playing one game, yeah.
Which is just that one, just to get that one up. That's the only reason I did it.
That's it.
Yeah, and then other than that, it was I played a bit of Predator Hunting Grounds, just because kind of had to really, being a Arnie fan, obviously.
Yes, mate.
And it's not the best game, I'll be honest. It's got a lot of things I need to fix on it, but it's quite fun. You can have a laugh with it, definitely.
Yeah.
But
It was cool seeing you run around as Arnie.
Yeah, I went full on Arnie mode.
You did.
Like
he had
an
the
hour or
mask
so.
on and did not break character the whole stream.
But like, it was so annoying because there was I bumped into one person that actually spoke, and he was not blinking an eye at me being Arnie. He was just like, "Yep."
Oh,
Yeah.
I
what?
was probably annoying him more than anything else. But I was like, everyone else was like, "Anyone got mics on?" And they're like, "Nah." And I'm like, oh, "Okay."
So you can, because you design your character in the game, sort of thing, yeah, and you was doing the voice of
You
Arnie.
choose different like characters and stuff, and I got the one that's got the old Arnie Dutch in there, so I was like, well, I've got to go full Arnie. And it is good fun. It's got a good idea to it. It's like Evolve. Did you ever play Evolve? Where it's
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you can either be the monster or be a 4-man squad, and this is either be the Predator or a 4-man squad.
That game
then-
died.
Yeah, it did.
It
I got it
died
really
hard.
late, and I was like, "There's no one on this." I was like, "Well, this is crap." I think
Yeah.
I got it for like £3. But yeah, and what I like about this as well is that when you're the 4-man squad, you've got mission objectives, nothing to do with the Predator. You're going to like take out this enemy base, collect some stuff, and you get sent around these different locations in the jungle. But at the same time, there's someone controlling a Predator that's hunting you, trying to take you out,
Yeah.
and it's fairly well balanced. Like if you try and go one-on-one with the Predator, you're dead. But if you've got a full squad, you've got a bit of a chance, kind of thing.
Nice.
But anyway, that was it pretty much. That was it for me.
Cool. What about you, Salsa? What did you do this week in virtuality?
We started out with a little bit of Assetto Corsa, the old version. Zim Top 5 was rebalancing some of his servers, which he's got loads of them. So a bit of multiplayer on that, have a bit of a laugh with a few people.
Lesser known fact, I don't have any servers.
I'm somehow shocked and not surprised at the same time.
There you go.
But was doing that, and that's good fun. The rest of it, I looked a little bit at some Pixel Ripped again, 1995, just to go a bit through that. I've just got near the end, and I just got to fix that last bit off, and I'm having some problems at the end. But other than that, I was looking more at narrative stuff again. So this week we had Myth: A Frozen Tale,
Yes.
which is Disney's first sort of short. It's only like 5 minutes long. It costs like £2.29 on the Quest, and unfortunately, I was disappointed.
That's £2.29 too expensive.
Yeah,
So,
basically.
Why was you
so
disappointed, Salsa?
my fiance.
Why was I disappointed? You see, things like Disney is supposed to whip you away and take you to a different world, and you're supposed to be pleased and find it's a magical, wonderful experience. And it didn't happen. Because I know it's the director's first time in this sort of foray
No
of
excuse.
VR, but basically speaking, I don't think they've looked at what other people have done in the past.
Right.
They made it so that if you turn away from where they wanted you to look, the screen went black.
Oh, God damn it. I hate
So
that.
it's like really, really annoying.
I hate that.
If they need to use things like that to make you look at where the story should be, then they've scripted it wrong, which they have. All the bigger effects were all off in the distance when in VR, you want things to happen closer to you. You want things to come rushing and swooping you along and carrying you through on a magical, wonderful, dreamlike thing. And
Yes.
it just didn't happen. So, yeah, short, sweet.
Pants.
It's not sweet.
You know, I didn't have the chance to do it, but I did buy it because my fiance is a Disney fanatic. Like she it's
Yeah.
like Disneyland is like a pilgrimage for her, you know, like once a year, or she's not reaching her spiritual levels. You
I
know,
take it
like,
she's not watching them.
I'm probably not right now, but she's definitely turned me into a bit of a fan too. You know, we go see all the Disney movies and stuff together, and I just bought it. Did not try it. Just threw the headset on her. I was like, watch. Just like total surprise. Did not tell her what it was going to be, and she watched it. And when she came out of it, she was like, "Yo, have you seen this? Like, you need to watch it." And like, because she wanted to talk about it, she was like stimulated and like engaged. And I still haven't done it yet, but like this morning, she's like, "Oh, have you done Frozen?"
It's nowhere near what other VR animations, narrative-based animations is. If you talk about the other one that I actually played again, which I've played before, which is The Great Sea, which is on Viveport if you've got Infinite, or is £4.49
Is that out
on
now?
Oculus.
Is that out now? The Great Sea.
Yeah.
Ah,
Been out for ages.
I think it's been out on PC for ages, and it's gonna at some point
coming to
potentially
Quest,
come
isn't it?
PSVR.
Oh,
It's-
PSVR,
I think
that's
US
it.
first.
I knew there was something
Yeah.
happening with it. Yeah, I might
It's
have a trailer of it somewhere.
really, really good one, that one. It's a good example. It's like
Hold on, so
about 40 minutes long.
give me 1 second. I have. Right, we're going to transition over to
Trailer.
the
Yeah, you
trailer.
should have
Yeah,
a link because I sent you a link, I think.
all right. Just
Gods.
bloody hell. Yeah, 1 second. Right, that is
I
now.
don't know.
I'm.
Oh,
What the
we
hell?
got the new logo there.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Wait. There we go. Hold on. It's just starting. No, that's the wrong one. How did that happen? That's the PlayStation one. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. There you go. Right, now you can talk about it. Sorry.
Okay, that's really odd. Okay, so The Great Sea, it's about 40 minutes long.
40
It's-
minutes? It's 40 minutes long.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
and it's full VR. It's not a 360 VR. It's a full VR. So 6 off. The animations look good. It's sci-fi, very involved, quite dark. Has some intriguing moments, and I don't want to give stuff away too much. As you can see, starting out here in the forest, story comes along, and it follows this through on what's essentially. No, I don't know if they say in the trailer or not, but it takes some very different routes from where you might think that it starts. So it's really, really good, very engaging.
There's no
And it's
blacking
a
out.
much better
bits.
example.
There's no blacking out moments or anything.
No, it's
Or 360.
it's- there's a load screen. There are load screens because they changed the. They have to change the style of the scenery quite drastically.
Yeah.
But it's a much
can
better.
Spin round with no issues though.
Oh,
Yeah,
God's sake, Salsa.
It just works.
That's
Yeah.
it. Excellent. No, it's all right. You just shouted at everyone again. That's completely my fault.
Oh, sorry.
Completely my fault.
Wow. They got a freebie.
They got a first, yeah. So that's good to hear. So how much is it, or did you just get it off iPort? So you don't know?
No, I do know it is £4.49.
So £4.49. You got 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying about things lately. Like they're like 5 minutes long, and they still want nearly £5. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like War Remains was a real gutting one for me. It was 11 minutes, so not too bad. I can't remember how much it was. It might have been £3 or £4, I think. But it looked quite old. That was in full VR, by the way. That wasn't like a, that is in full VR. And it just, a lot of it was dark. And by the time I sort of thought, oh, this is looking all right, it stopped. And I was like, hold on a minute. What's happened? That can't be the end, surely. And I think that's the problem. When something like that happens at the end of something, you're like, is that it already? It kind of just ruins the whole thing. Because you're like, it should have been more. It should have been more. Yeah. And 40 minutes, though, sounds really good. Like,
if it's something that's really short, it needs to be something so unbelievably mind-blowing
that you want to watch it a few times.
That it makes it worth it. Like, it's just no holds barred. It's just something that you're like, whoa, that was incredible. If it's like a slow drip where you're like, this is all right, this is good, and it goes on for 5 minutes, you're like, well.
The Great Sea is nicely directed. What they do is, with the Great Sea, they sweep the camera sometimes in different ways that makes you follow the action.
Nice.
See, this is what wasn't done with Myth of Frozen Tale, is they didn't pull you full into it. I mean, anyone who watches Coco is free. And that is far better than Myth of Frozen Tale.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would definitely put that above that. Then you have something like The Great Sea. It pulls you along. It pulls you into the story. It's a good, engaging story. It's quite dark as a story.
It would be from Philip K. Dick.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's an author's name, don't worry, mate.
Oh, I didn't. I
saw it pop author? Up. What's an author?
No, he's a sci-fi author. I know it just because he did.
Yes.
He's Blade Runner movie.
Exactly.
It's based on a book from him, so it kind of gives you a bit of an idea.
Exactly.
Cool.
But also, the developers are Secret Location, if I'm not mistaken, who did Transpose, which is one of the best puzzle games in VR.
Did they do Triton Down as well? Was that them?
They did another one.
No.
I don't know what it was.
No, they didn't do Triton Down.
Secret Location.
They did.
No, that was someone else.
It's Transpose, and they also did.
There's something else they done. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, it's quite a well-named game as well. Chat, help us out.
I can't remember.
Come on, chat.
I know.
Don't
I love
fail
Transpose.
us now.
You right now? How you doing? Shats, Dark, JCC. It is. Yeah, we was going to quickly talk about that. We got the image as well to say about Minecraft coming to PSVR in VR, so that's cool. That'd be awesome.
That's the next one. Now that's what everyone's going to be asking instead of when's Gorn releasing.
Yeah.
When's Minecraft coming? When's Minecraft coming out?
When is Minecraft coming out?
That's the next question.
So let's talk about the PS5 reveal quickly. Let's talk about.
Or Alex. What did Alex play?
Oh, Alex, yeah. What did you play, dude? What did you?
What am I even here for? Huh?
Yeah, sorry. About that.
Unbelievable. Thank you,
Salsa. It's Salsa's fault.
No, I'm just teasing. So I guess before we get into PS5, I will talk about my experiences this week. And yesterday, I always find time to play Beat Saber. You know, Beat Saber is just like a staple in my life. It's kind of like a way of life for me. And,
do you use it as a fitness thing? A lot of people use it as a daily fitness go-to.
I don't really use it as that, but it's a pretty cool side effect of playing it. You know, like I go hard for an hour and I am definitely like drenched in sweat, and that's pretty cool, you know? So it's a cool byproduct, but if I'm being honest, I just play because I love it and it just feels good. But this week I've been playing a lot with the haptics vest that I have, and I've been like getting into all the stuff that it integrates with, and it's been really impressive to me actually lately. And yesterday I tried it with the advanced audio to haptic feedback setting for Beat Saber. And they have it set up to where when you slash a block with on the right, like this side of the vest goes up, and then on the left, this side of it goes, and it like kind of extends the controller haptics into your torso. You know, like
that
anytime
sounds
this
amazing.
Shakes, that sounds awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. Slightly limited my range of movement, which if you're playing on like Expert or Expert Plus could maybe prevent you from getting that like tricky reach. But for the most part, I actually kind of forgot that I was wearing it and just like it just connected and it felt pretty good. So
What's your go-to headset for Beat Saber?
I use primarily I use the Vive Pro.
Yeah.
But I love playing it on my Quest as well.
Cool.
I'm wondering as well, with the haptics, if you're using an audio mode, have you tried it with Res Infinite as well?
With what?
Res Infinite.
Not yet. No, but I will say that when I first got the vest, it was like a year ago. Remember, I don't know if you remember when Nathy got 500,000 subscribers on his channel, he did a giveaway, and I won one of the vests from his giveaway.
Oh, nice!
I was so stoked. But there was like literally like one integration for the vest, maybe one at that time, and there was an audio to haptic feedback feature which I tried with Beat Saber, but it was like reacting to the music, so it was like just like vibrating everywhere because the song is just a part of the audio. And now they found a way to like delineate when it's a slash, and it's much cleaner and a much better experience.
Okay,
nice.
That being said, the best integration hands down is Half-Life Alyx. The Half-Life Alyx integration is amazing. And when you drop an item into your bag on your back, it like feels like it tumbles into a sack that's hanging on your back. It's so crazy.
Oh man, that sounds like a dream.
That is
so jealous.
That is next
I'm not gonna lie, man.
It's so crazy. Like you would think that like, oh, getting shot, like that's like the thing that blew my mind was dropping something in your bag. Like just drop like clunk, 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 like down into it. It's like, holy shit.
I suppose it's because it's something you can really actually relate to, right? I assume you've never been shot in the torso.
Yeah, right.
But I'm sure you put something in a backpack at some point.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I did some Beat Saber, and the other thing that has me super excited is No Man's Sky, because No Man's Sky just got full cross-platform compatibility.
Yeah,
it does not matter if you're on an Xbox, a PC, or a PS4, or anybody. You can all play together. So now I can play with my flat screen homies who have not adopted VR yet in VR from my computer and like make a video and stream it if I want to. And like, it's just a huge immersive, massive world that now so many more people can connect using. So I'm stoked about No Man's Sky, and I had a good time playing it the other day.
Nice. That is cool. Yeah. Just to go back, Factory Life said it was Blast of the Universe. Secret.
Yes.
And it was someone else they worked on it with, I think. That's where my brain was a bit confused, but that's a wicked game.
That is a wicked game, yeah. I loved Blast of the Universe. It was one of my favourite PSVR games, actually. That's where I played it anyway.
And quickly, I need to mention Tower Tag, too.
Oh, dude,
a ton of Tower Tag.
What an amazing game.
I am addicted to it. I love it. I really hope it grows a community, and it's very easy to get in. Like, if you have been wanting to play it but don't want to buy it, start asking people for a code. Ask the developers for a code. They're giving people a code when they hit level 9.
Or Viveport.
Or Viveport, totally. And it's an awesome game to play with friends. Get in there because it is super, super fun.
I love it, man. I love Tower Tag. I think the PlayStation could do Tower Tag with what you've got the Move controllers. There's no reason you couldn't.
You would just need a decent sized play space because the pillar in Tower Tag occupies the best position for you to stand. It's like right in the center of your play space, and you have to be able to move around it a little bit. I could see the PlayStation tracking, especially because when I'm playing that game, I'm hitting the deck. Like when all of a sudden some shots are coming in, I am like on the floor, crawling around, like no joke. Like I think it would have a hard time tracking it.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha, man.
But they could do it. They could do it.
Yes.
Actually, GT knew about that game a good few years ago, and that's where his channel name came from, actually.
Yes.
Gamer Tower Tag VR.
Yeah,
he was waiting for it.
When we what did I select this week? I did Crisis VRigade because that come out of into early access, like not just like early for content creators. It come out on Steam for I think it was 20% off, which made it around £12, and it is brilliant. Like it is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to see where that goes.
Have they turned the hardness level down a little bit, or
I'm not sure.
Is it still?
It depends because what he's done, he's basically done it so you can buy more stuff. So if you've played it enough, you earn coins. You can go in there with 5 lives this time. Yeah, or I think it might have been an extra 5 lives plus your 3, right? And then you could buy a continue as well, and you can buy 2 continues, and that's your lot. So I actually messed up. So I played it, and I beat the boss using the 2 continues, I think. Beat him awesome. And that's how you're not the next place. So I'm all celebrating in the chat. I'm like, yeah, done it, right. No, and then I tried the next level. Thought it was brilliant, really hard. Nearly got to the boss again, but I killed myself with a rocket launcher like a fool. And then I thought, right, this round I've got loads of money. I went in with 8 lives. Like, I bought some consumables for weapons and stuff, and I clicked on the wrong bloody level. And and I said to the guy, I said, not being funny, man, I can't even tell which level I've picked because I think it turns a slightly shade of yellow, maybe. Nothing like obvious. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it lets
menu.
you, and it defaults to the first level. You know what I'm saying?
Carry on, right? Yeah.
So whenever you go back to the menu, it defaults to the first. And I said to him, dude, maybe you should stop that. And like, if you click go, let them give an option to pick their level because that's all. That would happen to me all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, that level's done. Like I'm not going back to that because I don't need to. And yeah, so hopefully he changes it because I got bitten.
Isn't it amazing that we live in the future and like we're able to contact developers and like request changes like that? Like if you like were playing a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo 64 game and there was like a part of the menu that like you accidentally clicked on all the time, like you just lived with that. Like that was just your reality. And if you wanted to play that game, you were dealing with it. But now
the reality
like,
of
stuff happens.
cartridges, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, good times.
Yep. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
What else? I checked out Dying Light in VR. I said thank you for hitting 9K following. Then we done the PlayStation live event, which is really cool. Thank you everyone who joined me on that. That was really good fun. Then I checked out Rinlo, which we spoke about last week. It's like a puzzle solving game. I think that might be out now, or it comes out next week on Steam. And there'll be more chapters. So I could only play 2 chapters in the code I had, but there will be 4 chapters in early access. And then I finally got to complete The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners on PlayStation VR.
Nice. And Chad says $5. Oh yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Go!
Yeah, boy.
I'm waiting for an Arnie version of that.
What?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Thank you ever so much for the donation shirts. Cheers, man. Thank you. Good. Dark got in there before us, I think. You go. Oh, it's Bump. How you doing?
Bump.
It's Bump. Max PSVR. Nice. Back to work tomorrow. Right, cool. Well, so, Alex, is that you done? I didn't want to be rude. Am I on my? I'm done as well, aren't I?
Dude, you've been going, bro.
Excellent. That's cool. We are now talking about PlayStation 5. Whoop, whoop. I will change your stinger, by the way. This is my channel stinger. I will get a VR Link stinger made for the show eventually. So, first of all, let's just jump to the end and talk about the console quickly. Because, 1, I want to know what you think of it. And 2, I want to know what version you're going to get.
Who's starting?
Well, I don't mind starting, but I've kind of said a lot already.
I think it looks nice. I don't really care about specs. That's just my staple with anything, to be honest, when it comes to specs. They look good. Lots of numbers.
Does it look good on my shelf? It does. It's a pass.
I don't even care if it looks good on my shelf, to be honest. It's going to be on the shelf hidden away for me with kids. Like, I have to hide these things. So it doesn't really matter to me whether it looks like a brick. I know that would appeal to GT for many reasons. But yeah, yeah, I think it looks nice, though. I like the design. It's weird, a bit quirky. I love the fact that when you zoom up, you can see all the embossed triangles, squares, crosses, or X's, whatever people want to call it, and the PlayStation symbols all over it. Same on the controller as well.
I think the controller is so nice. So nice.
Yeah, it's space age, isn't it?
It looks
It
awesome.
makes me think space age. But it's funny, like everyone's already probably seen it already on like over Twitter and all the kind of different groups and stuff, where people are saying it looks exactly like a PSVR headset. Like kind of color design with the white and the blue light and then the black.
Yeah,
if you put them next to each other, it looks very, very similar.
Yeah, I didn't really get that, but yeah.
That colour thing has gone on there. And of course, if you look at it from the front, it either looks like a tower from a certain Lord of the Rings, or you notice that it's a V shape, which is, of course, 5.
That's a nice little detail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where you see that front profile, it's a V5 shape, and it's got all these nice curves.
With a lump, with a weird lump on the
lights.
side. That's why you got. That's why you got to get the digital.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's maybe if you're wanting to make sure it just looks good, then maybe the digital version is for you because it doesn't have the odd shape of the drive lump there.
I think it looks really cool. Like, it definitely looks like a video game console in the year 2020. You know, like it's super like sleek and nice looking. I worry a little bit about like that Sony flap right there, like the flaps that are flying off of it. Like, if there's a reason for that design, like if it's functional in some way, I'm all for it. But like if it's just there because they thought it would look cool to put some wings on it, like a spoiler, then I would have a problem with it because I want it to be functional. I want to be able to fit it in somewhere, and I don't want it to be any bigger than it has to be.
Yeah, it makes it run faster like a car.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think it's literally because they've made it more sculptural.
So as well. That's what I think.
It actually looks like my mum's dining room table. Believe it or not.
Bloody hell.
He's all white and does this whole swoopy angles thing, like a work of art. So if I get one, I'll have to take a photo on my mum's table.
I'm really
with that
interested
one because that would actually kind of work well. But yeah, looks-wise, I think definitely it is a bit of a looker, but I think it's very, very sculptural design. It's not what you would call the antithesis of nothing, It's not a block like Xbox. It's different.
Nah, like, I'm personally going digital with this one.
Interesting.
I don't really. I mean, physical media for me. I have got some. Obviously, I have got some, but
I think there's only one reason for me to actually not go digital, and that is if you are PSVR or when it comes out PSVR 2, and you want to use a 3D Blu-ray, you need the drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you could download them.
You could download them, but then
if you already own
all the thing of
if you've already got them. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's a pain in the backside, which I don't want to have to deal with Blu-ray discs. I just want to pop a disc in and go, yeah, there's my film in 3D glory.
Yeah. I think for me, like, if you would have asked me, I don't know, a year or so ago, I would have said disc all the time, every time, if there was a choice.
Yeah.
But like, because I very often used to buy a game, play it, and then trade it in. So I get some money back, and I could, that was how I stretched my very limited budget out to get more and more games. But that was back in, like, even I think maybe a few years ago, when you went digital stores, the prices were always absolutely ridiculous. They were always like 50, 60 pounds. Yeah. And if they went on sale, they'd be like 50 down to 48. The sales are absolutely atrocious. But now, like, the amount of games I've got on sale on digital is insane.
Yeah.
Like, proper world-class games are down to like £8 sometimes.
And they get preloaded a lot of the time, don't they, for launch?
Yeah, exactly. You got all those kind of things. They're enticing that side of things a lot more, and then actually recognizing that the pricing needs to come down to recognize.
Brown has brought up an interesting point, though. Sony's refund policy. That's the sticking point.
Ooh, that's bad.
The other thing is, you can still get physical copies for less than the digital, and that happens quite a lot. Or you've got special editions, but it is fair to say that it doesn't happen all the time.
There's another
the second-hand market's getting more and more expensive as well. The second-hand kind of games are not down. Like, I used to get so many games that weren't even that old for like £5, £8.
We don't know the price difference, or even if there is a price difference.
We don't know what the price of the games are going to be physically. We don't know what's. Do you know what I mean? Like, or digitally.
I remember N64 games being £70 when they first came out.
Yeah, I've got old Mega Drive. So this is going back a long time, and they were like £60. Going back then, that's probably like, I don't even know what the equivalent is, like £90 now, £100 now.
When was the last Mega Drive game actually made?
It's like early 90s.
Nope.
Boomer tells
That's probably the ones I got, at least.
2018.
Anyway. Oh, what? Who would have bought that?
Yeah, somebody made
2018 was the last Mega Drive game made.
Dreamcast. People still make games of Dreamcast. You know what I mean?
So just had to throw that trivia in there because I knew it'd throw you up on that one.
What we talk? So what are we talking about price on
So we're
this as
talking
well?
about the console, and I personally like the option. Like like the thing is, like, we're talking often like about making the decision based on whether or not you see yourself buying physical or digital primarily, but having the option to me is worth getting a console that has a disk drive. Also, I'm personally somewhat a bit of a collector, so I like to be able to acquire physical items, especially if I'm paying the same amount of money for them. And to Danish's point, I like when the game retains value. When you make a digital purchase, it might last forever, but the value has now disappeared. But a physical copy retains its value for as long as you have it. And maybe that value fluctuates, but you still have the choice. And for me, the choice is important. I like to be able to do either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you also come to another thing there on price is a big deal. You know, if the price is like a difference of 20 quid, who's going to care?
I'm looking at Nat's comment. He's saying 450 to 500 for the disc model, and he reckons it's 50 to 100 pound less for the digital. Now that is a big amount of money. Like,
if it's £100 less for digital, you know, so many people go for.
I still think this console is going to come out at $699.
What, pounds?
$700 or pounds or whatever you want to call
That'd be like
700 units.
Yeah, that's what
I've got this
700 intergalactic trade units.
I'm scared that it's going to be so huge.
Like that, galactic trade units. Wonderful.
The thing is, like, whilst I think, again, I'm not spec, right? I don't understand specs, but this obviously seems like a big step up from what the PS4 is capable of. If they jump that much in price, they're going to fail because their consumer base is not going to be ready for that price.
Exactly. I'm still of the if it's over 500, they're definitely blown.
No, I don't. I think I do. I think
they're well and truly fair.
I think
it goes over 500.
At $599, I'd still buy it, and at $599, I think at some point that's going to happen. That transition to, because they are, like, at the moment, the leaders. Do you know what I mean? They've got the best exclusives.
I think that would almost like make sense being a midpoint upgrade where they jump up to that point. This is too much of a jump from everyone. Some people would have the last console they would have bought was the PS4, and they're just waiting for this PS5.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like £400 or whatever it was when it launched.
Yeah.
Look, this is a quarter. You know, you're talking about a quarter of the pair of Jimmy Choos here. Miss GT is going, what? I'm getting these Jimmy Choos now.
So I like, seriously think about this. What price would it have to be for you to say no PS5? I'm not getting it.
It's
different for me because it's kind of like
you're gonna get it. You're getting that thing. It doesn't matter what price they put it on it. You are getting that moment.
No, I mean, it's stupid. Like I think at 1,000, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, like, no way.
And like, it would be hard. 750 is still way too high. Like, but in my head, I've still got 699.
I'm sort of like, if that is over 500, I think that is a steep ask on the console market. I think that will hurt a lot of people.
Yep,
because the console market, you can get a decent PC build that will be as capable at 500.
Yep. But would it though? No, that's a good question though. Would it really? Because this thing looks like it's going to be awesome. Like, well,
it's got some
really powerful.
There's some premium stuff in here. There's some stuff as had gone on in the background in terms of spec that is beyond PC spec.
Yeah. If you watch Linus Tech Tips and all that stuff, you'll know there's so much going on with this.
Yeah, I think the thing is, the expectations got to be that the top range of that console is not going to be happening for the first 2 years of that life of that console. The games that come out are not going to be reaching that potential straight away, because the launch titles are going to have a couple of good launch titles that are really good, but obviously they need to build up to that potential. They don't like come out the gates raring.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think if I saw it released and it was £600, like, personally, I would not buy that straight away. I don't. To be fair, personally, I don't normally buy consoles at launch anyway. I don't normally have the money to do it, but like, I would wait a long time.
I love a launch day. I love a launch day.
And the console itself is just the tip of the iceberg. Like I was there for the launch day of the Nintendo Switch, which is a $400 console, and I spent like $750 that day. You know, getting the Pro controller and a copy of Zelda and the amiibos. So like, you're going to buy this console, but you're also going to buy software and maybe a second controller so you can play with your friend or your spouse or whatever. And it's going to bump that up considerably because that controller looks extremely badass. And I would not be surprised if it was $90, $100.
I was going to say, man, I think
I've been looking for a new DualShock 4, and quite a lot of stores at the moment have them for like £70. That's DualShock 4 for PS4. That's on its way out. I'm like,
the problem you got is like, and I know what you're saying because of it's a different side of technology, but people were buying iPhones every year on, year out, for £1,000.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And there are hardcore dedicated PlayStation fans, like hardcore.
Yeah, you know they're gonna buy it. It doesn't. They're buying it.
Yeah, but that's
the hardcore definitely.
Hardcore definitely. You know?
Let's have a look at what the chat's saying anyway, because obviously our questions go out to them as well.
It's basically how many parents are going to be willing to fork that out for their kids.
German Rifter, if the parents are bad, just going to be like, yes, please have it, so we don't see him anymore. German Rifter says £550 his guess and a 1 terabyte version. Paradise the Gay says £800. Nope. Mike Kelly says it would have to be over $650 US not to buy on launch. So yeah, that's kind of what I thought people would think. Dark says 550 is the most he'd go, but I think he's not that interested in the PlayStation because we're going to talk about some of the games or how people felt anyway quickly after the reveal.
I could see a $599 happening. I think that's the maximum.
So
I think
I'm still sort of like the digital version. I'm thinking like 450, 500 max.
Yeah, that's what Ceridian says. Mrs. GT says anything over 650 would be ridiculous. Ooh.
See, you're getting yourself in trouble.
Tax Refund says I think PS5 will be £399, $399, and the digital will be $299. He said Mark Cerny said we'll be pleasantly surprised by the
There's no way on earth it would
the Switch is $400.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no way it'd be that cheap. Speaking of not cheap, South Memphis with the $2, and then South Memphis again with $1.99. He's doing a double.
What's he said?
Have you got the animated one hooked up as well?
No, but what we can do is hold on. We can probably do like a couple of but we've actually got to transition over because I haven't got you on that screen, so I've had to bring everyone over here. Thank you ever so much for the donation.
Go! Nice.
Thank you ever so much for those donations, South Memphis. Cheers, dude. That is absolutely awesome. Hope you enjoyed the remix there, the exclusive. Petrifying Pumpkin said
another one.
Well, he's done another donation.
No, we did that. It was free in total.
Oh, that's
free in total.
Hopefully he's happy with that. Hopefully you're happy with the remix. Thank you for the thumbs up. Where are we? Petrifying Pumpkin said they won't repeat the PS3 price mistake. That was the 600 something, wasn't it? Didn't they lay that down at like really expensive or something? The PS3.
The PS3 was stupid expensive.
I can't remember what it was now.
First came out.
What one had the emotion engine? Was that the PS2 or the PS?
That's the PS.
I can't remember.
She had one that had the graphics engine, and then the other one had the sound.
Oh,
better.
I just want to say, Dart's had he's made a good point here. He's basically said, like, what about a live goal? Do you know what I mean? Or maybe we could all do it in unison.
Can we capture that magic again?
Can we all capture that? Can we all capture that at once?
We could. Yeah. Okay. So for the next donation, we've all got to do our best sales for impressions. Yeah.
Okay. You got to give us a countdown when it happens.
All right. No worries.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm just gonna watch that one because they're doing an impression of me.
Do you know what I'm gonna do? Though I'm gonna quickly copy that. So when we do go over, I'm gonna paste it and then we have it for the next transition. So on the launch lineup of games, was there anything that stuck out to you in particular? You know that made you think, man, I want a PS5 on launch. What game was there? Do you know what I'm saying?
There's a couple of things that I like the look of, but what was it? I've forgot the name of it. Where's it gone? Is he somewhere?
I can't remember any of the names right now.
Are you on about the names I wrote down? That's not all of them. They're just the ones I like.
No, I know. I've got a bank.
So there's one that
Deathloop.
stuck out. Which one?
Deathloop.
Deathloop.
Oh, Deathloop.
Yes,
I like
that
the
looks
look
wicked.
of Deathloop because Bethesda, bit of comedy. So it's got that darker, bad side of comedy that you have with
Dishonored? No?
No.
I know, you're
No,
talking about
GT.
Dishonored.
what are you on
Dishonored
about?
was amazing by Arcane Studios.
But no, I was Bethesda. I can't even think of what game it is, and I've got it down there. They brought it out on. Sorry?
It's just out Skyrim. Carry on.
No, it's okay. I've lost it now. I've lost the plot now. I've lost the will.
Anyway,
Right,
looks good. I agree. It did look very cool. I like the idea
It
of
looks like an interesting take on a death mechanic because, like in most games, you just die and then it's like reset to the checkpoint or restart the level or whatever. But it looks like in this one, your death is like kind of like almost like
Well, it's caused by the other player.
progressive.
Yeah. It's
So-
caused by another player. I think you can play as either you trying to survive it or you trying to kill the other person.
That'd be pretty cool.
And
like
I
games that
like
play
the
around with that
idea of the
mechanic.
choice of having to be the good guy, the bad guy, and the whole rest of everything else going on at the same time.
Yeah.
I know what
yeah,
you're
it looks
saying,
fun.
but like,
Seemed
I was still
amusing.
waiting for something graphically to jump out at me. Like I agree with Dark. I thought Ratchet and Clank was one that really stood out graphically.
Oh
Same.
yeah.
Smooth.
Gran Turismo, but then when I saw Gran Turismo gameplay, I sort of thought, and you got to bear in mind, a lot of these games you're going to be seeing these on like a 4K TV, hopefully. That's got to be part of it, isn't it? Like that jump in resolution, that high frame rate. You're not getting that on a 1080p trailer. So,
That's a really good point, to be honest, because for people that are looking
Just
for they can't just spend
Monkified.
£700 on a PS5. They got to
Yeah.
spend $1,000 on a new 4K TV as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
Monkified with the £2 Go and South Memphis with the $1.99. Wait for it.
No, but are we? I think we've got to do it in unison, okay? So we all got to do our best sales impression. Alex, welcome to the
watching.
show. Thank you for getting involved. Okay, ready? So,
Pressure.
3, 2, 1, go. That is that's.
It's passable. It's passable.
I ain't doing that too many times. I felt my neck, Paul. I was like,
It's harder to do than people think, isn't
dude,
it?
full. That's
You found
amazing.
respect for salsa.
Yeah, for sure. South Memphis always put 7 degrees. So hopefully Nat's doing it at home. He's doing his own. He's doing his own all around the room. That'd be awesome. So yeah, either way, are you guys getting this at launch? It's like let's say a ballpark figure of £600. £600. Are you going to get it,
600? No.
Maybe.
Dane?
Nope.
And that's the end of that chapter. Okay, so we're not going to keep flogging it. Oh, cheers, South Memphis. Thanks, man.
To be honest, like
thank you
I
ever so
said, if
much.
it was like 500 or even if it was 400, I don't even know if I'd have the money to get it launched. So
Right.
400, I'd get it straight away. No questions asked. Just
you
go.
get 3
yeah.
of them.
No, because that would be more than the 600.
You got to go in each of the wings.
So the
No,
game that
400
looked like-
definitely straight away. But
The game that looks like the
600,
most
no
fun to
way.
me would certainly not be a console seller, and that was the Destruction Derby one. Like
cool.
that game looks awesome. Like driving around and then you like your car blows up and you're out there like now you're on foot like running around shooting at cars that are like driving all over the place. I thought that game looked like a blast, but I don't know if it's a PS5 seller, But
Yeah.
that one was the one that spoke to me the most, I think.
That's the thing, dude. I didn't really see anything that made me like console launches in the past. Super Mario 64, for example. Turok was on N64. Dreamcast had some amazing games when it launched. Do you know what I'm saying? Like ones where you want to buy the console because of the games.
That's a good point.
I didn't really get
I was
that.
going to say,
one,
what game are you going to be rushing to get this
Ghostwire
console
Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo. That was the other one.
Yeah, that looked good. Yeah, that looked good.
That looked
That was
amazing graphics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Horizon.
Obviously,
Horizon. Yeah. But as Nat said as well,
Horizon.
they're not necessarily launch titles.
I think they called out which ones were, didn't they?
I
Or were
don't
they
know.
only calling out which ones were exclusive?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. They called out
And
one
you know
video.
what it might kind of be? It's not necessarily for us so much, but Sackboy Adventure. That's like a 3D Mario platformer that is made by Sony, and they, before the Sackboy stuff or the Little Big Planet stuff, is all like 2D platforming, and this game looks like a 3D Mario Land. And if you're a Nintendo fan like me, like that game also was shouting out to me. I was like, okay, here's Sony's attempt at a true brandable 3D platforming game experience that is like good for the family, you know. So that's kind of like almost like the taking the Nintendo angle a little bit for the PS5. And again, I don't know if it's a console seller, but that is another game that I think will be really good. It looks awesome.
Yeah, Demon Souls remake, Spider-Man looked amazing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The games. The thing is, I'm not saying the games didn't look good. Actually, the majority of them I really like the look of. I just didn't know if any of them warranted me buying a new console to play it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you'd have if we was watching, I don't know, a PlayStation Direct or whatever they're called, their state of play, and it come out and they played all them trailers and they were PS4 Pro trailers, I'd have been hard pushed to go, nah, man, that's next gen. That was my issue. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always normally you can see that jump. And I didn't personally see any of that.
For me, if they would have had something like, which obviously they weren't going to, like God of War, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, they're kind of like game series that for me would make me really consider, like, right, what do I need to sell in my house? Which kidney can I get rid of?
Dude,
that's when I'd go for launch.
I don't know.
There's no other games. They need something that's I'm already invested in, if that makes sense. For me personally, like a series, it's a sequel, something I'm already familiar with. Something new is unknown, right? And then until you get into it, sometimes you go, that looks amazing. You get into it, and you're like, this is pants, man. That would be the worst feeling in the world.
If you want to have a good laugh, go and have a look at all the PlayStation dedicated channels when Rockstar come up on that screen first of all, because everyone thought, Christ, it's GTA.
They thought the 6 was going to come along.
That was funny, man. That was so funny. And it was like,
so did I. I did. I'll be honest. I did. Yeah. I was like, no, and it was GTA5, and I couldn't help but be like, oh. What the hell? Like, love the game.
What did they do? What did they do?
The game, you know, but with a bit of DLC.
Yeah.
And let's quickly just talk about Astro Bot for the PlayStation fans. The fact,
yes,
I was like, this is PSVR. It's got to be PSVR. And then, like, someone said on Reddit that actually you got to remember that Astro Bot wasn't a PSVR exclusive. He existed before PSVR. Kind of thing,
the playroom.
Yeah.
And then he became like. To be fair, and that's what I said. Like I said to him back, I said, "Yeah, who cared though before? Who cared?
Exactly.
Who cared? Yeah,
he's a PSVR mascot, not a PS4 mascot.
Exactly. Yeah. Like when he came to play, when he was on PSVR, that's when everyone went, "Damn, this is amazing." Do you know what I'm saying? Because I remember playing it on the playroom thing on PS4 and thinking Astro Bot would make a fantastic platformer in VR, and I spoke about that, I think, and then it came, and I was like, "Wow, man! Like they're actually listening to the communities."
I wonder how many people that haven't played PSVR or know about it looked at Astro Bot and then was like, "Whatever." Do you know what I mean? Like, there's not. What we all look at it is like, "Oh, we know Astro Bot is amazing. It's one of the best VR games," and then we're like, "I was going flat." Oh, okay. But like, if you've not heard of Astro Bot Rescue Mission before, that I would have completely forgotten about that. If I hadn't played VR before, that trailer for Astro Bot, I would have gone.
Right.
It wouldn't even gloss. It would just got glossed over my mind straight away. Mm-hmm. So it's surprising they've chucked that in, because it almost feels like hey PSVR fans, F you. Do you know what I mean? It's always like that, because flat fans aren't really going to care about it, surely.
I probably have a controversial opinion as far as like a VR fan is concerned, but I don't blame them for not mentioning VR during this announcement. Yeah, and I'm honestly not even mad at them, because if they would have like started slapping PSVR logos in the corner of stuff, they might have had like that Half-Life reaction, you know, where like so many fans would be in uproar because they've been waiting for this day, and then for you to say anything that excludes them would be like nearly catastrophic.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the amount of people who have PSVRs is a fraction of PS5 owners, and it will be so easy to appease us when they're like, by the way, all those games will have PSVR support too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's how you label it. You label it PSVR compatible or something.
Yeah.
So then you know that actually no one's missing out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm gonna have to call it
what
flat
does it
gamers.
take? What does it
Non-VR
take to
gamers, do
put
they
a
know what
little
that
logo?
means? Really? Do they know what that means though? If they still,
No.
they're not necessarily going to know compatible. They're going to go, it's VR.
Yeah, listen,
They
just
didn't
to let
want,
you
they
know,
didn't want to touch it.
just to let you know, guys, I don't blame them for leaving it out at all.
No, I
like,
don't.
I'm not.
I wasn't expecting it.
No, I wasn't expecting any. But unfortunately, when I saw Astro Bot,
Yeah.
did think
I was as well. I was like,
but I think
yeah.
we need
Oh, hang on.
something. We need something. I mean, GT7. Come on. We need to know that that's a VR game.
I think they're asking us for the benefit of the doubt. PSVR did not exclude and did a lot for VR, and I think they're almost like looking at us out of the side of their eye and just being like, "Hey guys, just let us do our announcement for all these flat gamers.
Yeah.
Let's not touch it with the 20-foot pole. Let's just let them have this and give us a minute." I'm expecting VR announcements.
Yeah.
When did we have that state of play that was almost like it was dominated by PSVR?
It was one of the first ones.
Early this year, or was it last year?
It was
the first one.
I don't know, but it was the first one, and there was like people went mental about it.
Yeah.
They were not.
So
happy about
we
it.
had that big push from them for us as PSVR players and the fan base and stuff like that. And I think they've just had to say we're taking a step back for a while because, like we talked about it loads of times. Like this is the year that PS5 is ramping up. PSVR is going to be going by the wayside for a time being as they work on PSVR 2. And as we've seen, obviously we've had some really great games come across. But we're getting basically ports now. This year is almost like ports, just kind of coming across to tail the end of PSVR's life cycle.
Which is still good because a lot of those people have never even heard of Pistol Whip. So when that shit drops, they're going to be losing their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to come back on something Boy Brown was saying there as well, actually, that, I don't, at this point on that thing for the first launch, them not mentioning VR, fine, okay, I can get the idea of that. But them not saying that, say, Gran Turismo 7 or saying what games are coming that are PSVR compatible before the console launches is cutting out a part of that market. It's cutting out an entire
still might,
thing.
though. They still might.
Yeah.
We got a few months.
I just want to
go.
say there was a courtesy of Upload again, because obviously they supply a lot of our news, same as Road to VR and a few others. Jim Ryan said in a discussion with CNET, all that we have said to date, and we're not adding it, they're not talking about PSVR tonight, is that the current PlayStation VR is compatible with PS5. So, because people were like going, hold on a minute.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, we knew that. But at the end, they said it won't be in the box at launch, that camera. So it's something you got to buy.
No, it's an add-on.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I kind of thought it would come with it. But, so, yeah, I've got to buy a PS5. If I'm going to use my PSVR, I've got to buy a PS5 camera, because I'm assuming that's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need that new
because
camera.
the current one, if you've seen the back, because when they did the deep dive, they actually showed you what connectors were on the back. And the current camera connector is what they use for the camera. So it's there on the back.
On your head be it, Souse. I'm going to come home and I'm going to go, no. No, Souse. You lied to me.
You were wrong, Souse, and I'll have to go, oh my God, I was wrong. I'm sorry, GT.
You lied to me.
But I do distinctly remember on the deep dive that the ports on the back and the list of the ports was there is a camera port, and it did look the same as the current camera port.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is interesting seeing that camera pop up, because is it purely for people that don't necessarily have a PSVR now, but they might get the PSVR version 1 with the PS5 at some point? Or is it going to be in some way linked to the PSVR 2, which I don't want to see happen? Like we've all that's one of the complaints we've had about PSVR is the camera tracking being a part of it.
I've kind of said as well, I don't mind if they have the headset tracked still by the camera, because the camera tracks a headset as 360 without a problem.
It does, yes.
It's the controllers that are the issue. If they do something like magnetic or some other form to track the controllers relative to the headset, that's fine. It's, controllers being reliant on the camera that's an issue.
And there's a lot of reasons to have a camera in 2020, 2021 outside of VR these days too. Maybe they'll have some kind of like social platform on there where you can just open up a camera feed and talk to your friends in the party chat,
Yeah, but the thing on that is, why do you have two lenses on there if that was the case? I mean, because it's a dual camera setup and you need that to register depth of field. We do know this camera is HD. Which is a big thing over the current camera, because the current camera, when it's tracking VR, is like limited to like 800 pixels at 60 FPS, whereas the new one would be full HD for both lenses, and that would increase the tracking accuracy a huge amount.
If anyone's wondering what's playing at the moment in the background, that is Boneworks' next update, Zombie Mode. Boneworks 1.5 is coming on the 18th of the 6th this year, obviously, and you can enjoy a new Zombie Mode along with general improvements to the player. Now, this is one I'm definitely looking forward to checking out, because I love Boneworks anyway, dude. I wish they would have put some zombies in it. It's the same characters all over again.
What is zombie mode then? I thought.
What it looks like, right? It's called. I think they've called it Board something. I missed the title because I've downloaded it and I haven't read it. But it looks like you have this gun and you put boards back on the windows and stuff. So it's
right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's that kind of thing by the looks of it. Either way, I'm up for it because I love this game so much. I think it's absolutely amazing. Alex, VR, I take it you checked out Boneworks when it came out, dude.
I did not have my gaming rig at the time, so I actually have not been in Boneworks yet.
Wow.
What, to this day?
To this day.
To this very day.
And we've lost Alex's feed to Zoom, unfortunately.
Yeah.
See ya.
I've been exposed.
I can't blame you actually. Post Alex coming out, Boneworks to me is not such a big deal. So
yeah, I played Alex. I got my computer just in time to play Alex.
Boneworks is savage, mate. Boneworks.
I will play it. I will definitely play it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
It's so good. Another thing, if anyone enjoys Richie's plank experience on the Quest, apparently it's now got hand tracking. I don't know why that matters, really, because it's just
pressing
nice.
that elevator button.
Yeah,
pressing the elevator button. Yeah,
I think it's good.
I mean, but yeah,
it's not a bad thing, but I
not
wonder
a bad thing.
How much more immersion is that going to add to people?
It's not a bad thing.
Maybe they will have a cat rescue version with a cat at the end of the plank.
What, and you gotta pick the cat up?
It just removes the friction.
Drop kick it.
Like before, it's here's your headset, here's your controller, and now it's just here's the headset.
Yeah,
so
that's
it just
true.
removes friction for first timers.
It does, yeah. Personally, I don't see a need to go back and play it though, or check it out.
It's always for newcomers, isn't it? It's a newcomer experience.
Yeah. So.
And just make sure they don't jump off the plank into any big.
Oh man, I've seen.
There is nothing like that clip. That clip is so good. That's so intense.
Is that the one I put on Twitter the other day with the?
Dude. The guy just swan dives, man.
Yeah.
Makes you feel.
Wonder what's going through his head.
Makes you feel a bit sick because you're like.
What's going through his head is that he's standing on the edge of a plank. There's immersion overload, bro. He was nowhere but.
If I was standing on a plank, I would get down to my knees and hug it. I wouldn't go. Oh, this is it. There's no other option. There's no going back now. I can't take backward steps. I must just
the only
forwards.
thing is the headset has saved your nose. Like I'm that you know what I mean, because I've seen it where it looks like in slow mo the headset lifts up, but it's definitely taken a lot of that initial force. Because otherwise you'd be getting some busted noses out there, man. Like
my dad has been a Quest owner now for a little while, and he had some buddies over, and he put one of his friends into Richie's plank experience, and the dude just thought he was flying and fell over, face planted with the Quest on, and the Quest ripped into his face, and they had to go to the ER, and he had to get stitches, dude. He said there was blood everywhere.
This is the thing, like, if I've ever had anyone try VR in any way, I'm literally in front of them like this.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm hovering around them, like ducking under their hands and stuff, ready to tackle them or stop them.
Well, and it just takes that first experience, right? Like you've had that one thing happen, and now that happened, I'm sure that he's going to be 100%.
So what I'm getting is at some point, Dane doing this in front of them, he's going to be the person that gets bam.
I would much rather that than any of my equipment, my headset. Or they do lift the headset up, they're like, and they just see me crouching there, like.
So there was a big outcry on Twitter as well because someone posted a video of TikTok of this guy, obviously doing Ricky's plank, and this guy just pushes him, and he falls over.
Oh in the garden.
And the guy was, he wasn't, he was like Souse's age. He was getting on a bit, so it looked like it really. Oh, the boomer!
Dude, that video enraged me, man. Like, that makes me so mad to see stuff like that.
It was it's so out of order. It was so
and that could have been somebody who adopted VR. Like, he could have seen the magic of virtual reality, but instead, whoever did that turned it into pure novelty and pure bullshit. Like, he could have been changed, and instead, he's going to be scared to ever put a VR headset on again.
I was wondering how much it hurt him, dude, because I like in your head, I think, I don't know, because as they say, the ones you don't see hurt the most. He wouldn't have known the ground was going to hit him, like, because you can't see. Because like I used to be a skater, I go rollerblading, I'm ready to put my elbows down, my knees, whatever. Like, he didn't have that. He was just like straight on his face.
His feet were like he didn't want his feet to leave the plank, so he's like posts them, and his body starts tilting over, and he's not willing to take his foot out because he doesn't think there's anything there to brace him.
Yeah,
like he's just like it's like teeters over.
Like when I saw that, I've had that reaction to anything that's like practical jokes where it's hurting someone.
Yeah,
like
dude.
I'm never like practical jokes are one thing, right? If it's something I don't know, like a water balloon, or, do you know what I mean? Like it's not going to hurt them. I'll laugh and I'll do them and I'll happily have them. When it just hurts someone, I'm just like, it's just dumb. I don't see the appeal. And this was just one of those things. I was just like, I saw it pop up and I was like, dumb. And then I clicked off, and then obviously then it's just on the rounds, and it
struck a nerve, man. It struck a nerve with me.
Yeah. So in the background now, just running now, is Cat VR announces a Kickstarter for his at-home VR treadmill called Catwalk C, starting at $700. So I've been watching this for a little while. It actually, like someone you watch, you think looks very gimmicky. This wasn't the original clip I saw. I saw a clip where the guy was like standing up the whole time, and I was like, well, how are you going to kneel down? You know what I mean? Not all games have crouch buttons. Not all games have jump buttons. How do you do this stuff? But yeah, you can crouch in it. Hopefully the game's got a jump button. And it looks like you're golden. It actually looks pretty decent, I think, and maybe people don't want to get this one. Obviously, there's people out there who will be like, wow, this is amazing. I'm easily paying $700 for it.
Yeah, but not a PS5.
It's the next, it's the evolution, isn't it? It's looking at a start of something. That's what I find fascinating about tech.
Yeah.
This is something that I've looked at for so long. Not this one, obviously. Like, as soon as I got VR, I can't remember where I saw it first or I started looking for it. But treadmills, omnidirectional treadmills, I was like, I need that in my life. I would kill for that. And I saw the price, I was like, I'm never going to get that. It's never going to happen because I won't ever get that money, right? I need to get a PC first, and that's already more expensive than that. But
just keep getting those subs up, bro. Just keep getting those subs up. We'll see what you get.
Keep playing Beat Saber.
Maybe in 20 years, Jesus. But yeah, and I was just like, I need that. And then obviously this one's like it's more compact because of one of the things. Like I showed it to my missus. I was like, how awesome would this be to get for VR? And she's like, that's going to take up half the living room. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, but we're going to have exercise like all the time. We can chat this on, all this sort of stuff. But it's something I would definitely want. Would I use it for every single VR game if I could? No. Because
oh, by the way, yeah, you can use it on PSVR, by the way, someone said in the chat. And there is actually a video of someone using it in PSVR. Yeah, so to be fair,
it's a subset, isn't it?
Some days, like, especially when the gym's open, dude, on leg day, I don't want to stand up, let alone, like when I'm streaming sometimes, let alone actually running around. Like, but as we all know, and I hope you agree, when you're in VR doing things that are active and burning calories and stuff, you just don't notice the time you're in there
as much. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
I'm a little skeptical about this thing. Again, I'm kind of with you, GT. It's like this is one of those awesome, like, necessary steps towards the evolution of the thing that will ultimately be the solution for locomotion in VR. But I could just see myself, like, or maybe not me, but a lot of people getting in that thing, immersion overload, falling over. Like, I don't know, man. That thing looks breakable. I could be wrong, but it's just like, I'm just a little, I don't know, man. It doesn't look fun, if I'm being honest.
I think their initial models are like a lot bigger, and it's like a whole big rig holding you in. Like there's no way you could fall. It's so big. But so I get your kind of point with this. Is obviously a lot smaller scale.
I mean,
I would assume that they have really taken that into account, like making sure that there's no way you could get out of it. I think they mentioned something about like strides, because people said, "What if you've got really long legs? You're just going to step over the edge of it." And they said something about that. We've tested this on like loads of different body types and sizes and stuff to make sure that that's not going to happen. But yeah, I get your hesitation with it. Like if you are falling over, but you'd play like a game of, I don't know, like Onward or Pavlov or any of those ones where you're running around. You'd play the first time you play it for 5 minutes, you're going to collapse because you're just going to be exhausted.
And I've tried a few different locomotion solutions. I've done the Saber shoes. I did that big, huge Virtue Sphere hamster ball thing.
I was going to say, how will this compare to the hamster ball?
So I think that this is somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I did. And I feel, and it's not like natural walking, right? Like you kind of have to lean into it, get some momentum going, and kind of find this like a nice middle ground of not too much pressure, but still enough to register on the device. And to me, this seems like something that would never feel natural. Like the amount of forward lean and like step pressure required would almost be like a whole different skill in itself that wouldn't really translate, like your walking skill wouldn't quite translate into, So to me, it seems like something that would, like I said, like it's a step, and it like helps get us closer to connecting our legs to the movement of what you're experiencing in the headset, but it still doesn't feel like walking. Your legs are moving and it's moving you forward, but is it walking? Definitely not, and you have to kind of find that spot, that special sweet spot. I mean, I've never used this. I don't know for sure, but
that's what I was going to say. That's where I am
with stuff so far.
I want to try it. I definitely want to try it, and I wish I could to report back on it, because I'm happy to say if something isn't right instead of getting hyped on it, but
it looks, I would love to try it. But would I buy it without trying it? Definitely not. No way.
Yeah.
They've also got what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now, but basically, like I think we've seen with a few different things, like little devices you can put on your ankles and your wrists and your legs and stuff like that, and you're basically walking on the spot to simulate walking in a game.
Right.
Which I kind of looked at it and I was like, would that be good? I was like, I don't think it would be. I don't know, because there was only one other thing I've tried like it on PSVR was a game called Evasion, and it basically tracks, I think, the bob of your headset or something.
Yeah, that's right.
If you jog on the spot, it will momentum, and that's really, really cool. I ended up like halfway into my kitchen because I was just like, and I was getting all turned around, the tracking was going all over the place. I was like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like 20 feet away from my camera now. But that was really, really cool. I really like that idea, but how do you keep yourself in the spot? And also, it's still not quite, that's definitely not walking. That walking on the spot is not walking. It's not that feeling. It's weird. So they've got that as well. But I think this would be amazing if it, like you're saying, works right. If it works how you anticipate it will.
It could be really good. It could be really good, but I don't know, man. You know what I mean?
It's not cheap enough.
I don't know as well. I haven't tried one of those as well.
Talking about prices, man, there is a bundle. I think it might be at the moment. I don't know when I got this written down on Oculus Quest for O-Shape and Synth Riders. Apparently, it's $27 for the bunch. I don't know what that converts to into pounds. I'm not sure.
20 something.
Be 22 something, won't it?
I can't see a date on it, but yeah, apparently it's a duo pack. I don't know if he's out there. I don't know if he's been and gone, but if it ain't there, man, check it out, because I love Synth Riders. I haven't actually played O-Shape still to this day. Well, no, have I? My wife has. Mrs. GZ has. I know she has. She's tried it.
She's in the chat. She can give us a review.
Yeah.
I think she did before, but
I think she preferred Synth Riders over it for some reason or something. Oh no, Box VR. That's what she preferred.
Yeah.
Box VR. She thought Box VR was the better game out of the two. I'm pretty sure. There was that. Another thing is the Walking Dead VR and Gorn were basically above Beat Saber, I think.
Yep.
In May for sales.
One of the first times or something, it's like knocked Beat Saber off the top spot, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, first and second place for those two games, Beat Saber. I think Beat Saber must have come third. And then, do you know what's crazy in that top 10? It's always Job Simulator.
Yep.
Always Job Simulator in there. And do you know what that is? That's because like really big YouTubers played it.
Also, I think that just speaks to the age demographic of players.
100%.
I've never played Job Simulator. I've played Vacation Simulator, and I was like, this is fun. And then I've never played it again.
I think Job Simulator is better than Vacation Simulator.
I've heard that.
Because I tell you what, how can I put it? They do what most people do, and rightly so. They try and evolve what they got. They try and make it better. And it's like more. I get that. But Job Simulator there was something quite cool about just like being in a kitchen, getting an order, making it in the kitchen. Bing, there's your order. And even on PSVR, people talk about you haven't got 360 tracking. It had that. It was the only one where I remember on launch, apart from Batman, I think, that you felt like you were actually turning around in your space, like before you know about 360 tracking, before it matters, I didn't even know about inside-out tracking or anything. I was just PlayStation, PSVR, this is amazing. I was turning around, opening cupboards, and I was like, dude, this is deep. Like, this is incredible. And and then they brought out the overtime mode, which is like unlimited of whatever you want to play and whatever you enjoy. So, Job Simulator, I really enjoyed it. I always thought it was quite fun, and I know my kids enjoyed it. Madman said
for a laugh.
Madman said he found it proper boring. Proper boring. Not just boring.
Well, I suppose at what point did you play that? Was it like early in PSVR life cycle, or was it quite late to the party? Because it was a quite early game, right? I don't know if it was a launch title, but it was very early on, and it was one of those ones that was just a fun, quirky game. Like you said, loads of YouTubers covered it and stuff like that. So it probably brought a lot of people to VR, to be fair.
I do wonder if it was a launch title. That'd be interesting.
And McKelly VR in the chat makes a great point in that it's a non-intimidating introduction to VR. Like in Beat Saber, you can fail.
That's
and
true,
like,
man.
You cannot fail in Job Simulator. Any way you give him his drink is successful. Like you can fill it with all kinds of stupid shit and give it to him, and you win. Like you just win. So you can't fail and mess up in Job Simulator, and that's a really great thing for people who are new to VR, just getting comfortable with the mechanics.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure Job Simulator is one of them I bought. I'm pretty sure Thumper was a launch title. Batman,
yes, it was.
Yeah, I had Batman as well.
And
what else did I buy? I bought
Battlezone.
I didn't buy Battlezone, and not because I didn't like it. I'd actually played because I played PSVR 6 months before it launched, and I played Battlezone. And I thought it was really good because I remember its old arcade version where it's like just green lines, and I remember thinking that was amazing back in the day.
That is, by the way, Lo-Fi that's playing on there.
Yeah, the reason I chucked that up is because it's been reported that it's coming to PS5.
Yeah, it is one of his stretch goals that he did say he wanted to bring that into
next gen VR, next gen PSVR,
next gen VR or next gen PS, whatever it was going to be at the time, because they didn't release the name, which we all knew was going to be PS5. But it's a beautiful looking game. It really is.
Oh, it's a great game, dude. Like I can't wait to. I've jumped in it twice now as the updates are gone, and he's hard at work now. And it was awesome. There's another game as well. It looks like that cyberpunk. Oh, is it Lon? Have you heard of Lon?
I've not heard of Lon. There's another one. I think I know what one you're talking about, and I can't remember what that's called either.
There's one.
I want to say Desolatium, but I don't think that's right. I think that's something else, isn't it?
Desolatium's that 360 click and point thing I played the other week.
Oh,
the
yeah.
horror one.
So
talking about that as well, we've got Upload VR Showcase. That is on the 16th of June, which is this Tuesday, 9 AM PT, 5 PM BST. I will be doing a watch along on the channel starting around 4 PM. What are you guys doing for this? Are you doing anything in particular, or are you definitely going to be there live? Or
I'm definitely going to be there live in the audience on that one, just looking at and taking in what is what.
Nice. Is there any particular game? What about you, Danish? Are you watching it? Are you going to be around? Or?
I hope to watch it live, but I just got to see. I'll try to. I'll definitely try to, because it's going to have some cool stuff being announced. We know that for sure. But yeah, if I don't catch it live, I'll catch it as soon as I can afterwards, like on a repeat or something.
It's going to be that on the Tuesday. What's there on? Oh, there's something else going on the Wednesday. That's the discussion between. On the Wednesday, there's a discussion between the guys that did Gloomy Eyes and The Line as well.
What? So the line are going to go, our game's really good, and they're going to go, our game won't.
Well, no, it's because they're both animations. They're going to talk about art direction, technical things like that. So it's going to be an interesting one for anybody who's interested in it.
It will be
the guy
behind the scenes.
The director of the line, Ricardo Laganaro, somebody who I've actually had the opportunity to spend some intimate time with, and he is super smart and a really awesome guy. I've got a special place in my heart for Ricardo Laganaro. So I would definitely recommend checking it out because he's great to listen to. He's super smart. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, and obviously he's involved with things like Pixel Ripped.
Right. Yeah, he's the the story direct creative lead for Arvory.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
What you can expect so far, you've got obviously the new one from Fast Travel Games, Wraith.
Wraith Afterlife or something. I think
Wraith Afterlife, which I'm going to actually quickly transition over to that
it's good
trailer because it does look really good. And as you know,
it's a big tease.
Or should know that Fast Travel do amazing stuff.
Yeah, I love their games.
Yeah, they do great stuff, man. Wraith the Oblivion of the Afterlife or the Afterlife. I'm not quite sure.
Sounds good.
It sounds feasible. Yeah, so what else you can expect on Upload VR is an update for The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, which we've heard from people like Polish Paul. This DLC. You get the latest look at Lo-Fi, which we was just discussing. Panther VR, which I checked out a long time ago now, which is in Kickstarter. The reveal of Social VR Experience Play Bunker. An exclusive look at Area Man Lives. Cloudhead Games outlines Pistol Whip's 2020 roadmap. A new look at Traffic Jams. The first gameplay of Resolution Games Blastin'. New gameplay from Cosmophobia. The first gameplay of Solaris, Off-World Combat. Oh,
let's go.
That's a big one.
I'm ready.
Yeah, that is a big one.
That is going to be awesome. A new trailer for Vertigo Remastered. And a fresh look at Lon. So, yeah, which is the game we were just talking about.
I live for presentations like this, dude.
Yeah.
Like this Nintendo Direct, like Days of State of Play, like whatever. I was in your chat leading right up to the PS5 reveal, but I'll be honest, as soon as that stuff starts, I put everything away, crank the volume on my TV, sit back, get comfortable, and then just ride that. It's so exciting to see all the new trailers, all the stuff that people have been working on, because they've been trying to keep a lid on it for as long as they've been working on it, and now they can finally come out and tell everybody what they've been doing. So they're just as excited as developers as we are as consumers, and I'm stoked, man. I just can't wait to see this stuff.
I'll be honest, out of everything I've ever done on the channel, and obviously I'm very grateful for a lot of it, when I do watch-alongs, I feel super grateful because it feels like you're all watching something together.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like for me. And it's amazing. I love doing that. But yeah, that was really cool. So yeah,
Are we mentioning the Star Wars watch along thing on Monday as well?
Do it, man. Do it. Talk about yourself.
Well, Star Wars Squadrons tomorrow. We don't know if it's going to be VR or not.
Is it Rogue Squadrons? Do we know what it's called?
No, it's just called Star Wars Squadrons.
Right. Okay.
So EA are doing a thing reveal tomorrow where they will tell us more about it. We don't know if it's VR or not. A lot of people are obviously hoping that it is. I just want to say, I want it to be, but if it isn't, then I would still be putting all my hopes on Project Stardust as well. So I think that's important to not forget that little project's in the background there. I think GT, you've tried that as well, haven't you?
Stardust. You'd have to remind me of what that is.
Well, it's the Star Wars.
Yeah. So the code I had for that when I made that, it had a glitch in it where you couldn't blow up the Death Star, and so you go into the trench, you get to a certain point, and all of a sudden everything starts going backwards. And I was like,
Yeah.
Oh.
what? I was like, someone's put my bloody X-Wing in reverse. I was like, what is going on? And I flew all the way back to the beginning and then out the game. And yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
it
It's
felt,
a reimagined version of that story.
it was insane,
What
dude.
happens if you didn't blow up the
But
Death Star?
it is one guy developing Project Stardust. And
Well, also,
like I
is he
say,
using the proper names and assets and stuff? Well, not like do you know what
no,
I mean?
he's
No, he's done
it's
it all
different
himself.
builds and stuff. So it was started as a student project.
Because at some point,
to
if he tries to
do with-
release that fully, it's going to get shut down, right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, probably. But it was done as a student project on motion. So it was a university study on motion sickness.
Right. But yeah, I don't think Disney are going to be like, yeah, go ahead with that.
But just thought we'd mention it.
It's awesome, man. I mean, because I follow that guy on Twitter anyway.
Yeah.
He's added so much. He even looked for voices in the community, I believe, didn't he? If anyone saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, he did.
He was looking for guys to voice characters and stuff, you know, and I thought that
Yep.
was superb.
It's a trap.
But yeah, so Star Wars Squadrons tomorrow. There is a reveal. Then obviously we have got the big one on Tuesday. So
Be good.
I don't know how this is going to look. It's going to cover everyone's face. Hold on a minute. Let me get out. So you can see that straight. Sorry, Dane. You're going to have to take this one on the chin, mate. So, yeah. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to actually enlarge it just for a second to prove it. That this thing come up here. So, yeah. Basically, it's saying about PlayStation VR, Pro support, Minecraft. Apparently, is getting VR support on PlayStation.
That would
Yeah.
be pretty big.
Yeah, it'd be,
That would
mate, it'd
be
be
big.
massive. That'd be massive, and I think it'd be massive on any platform, and it always is. But
yeah,
like to get on a PlayStation, because what I want to know is whether they're going to be it as a paid add-on, but a patch or an update looks like they're just putting it in there for nothing. It'd be brilliant because I've done Minecraft in VR, dude, and it fits so well. It is fantastic, and to be fair, I wouldn't even play it without VR, so it was good for me.
Yeah, that's huge. There's just so many PlayStations out there, man, and so many kids who would just lose their minds if they could go into the world of Minecraft.
Yeah,
So I would expect it to sell.
I do think it would shift PSVRs actually a little bit, mate. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
like second-hand headsets.
sure.
I said are like £100.
Yeah, it definitely would.
And Minecraft is such a big thing. It's
Yeah.
when I saw that, dude, I was like, really? Is that actually true? And yeah, apparently from this screenshot or something, it is, and it's going to be happening. No Man's Sky is getting cross-play support, unless it's
done.
already happened. Yeah, on PSVR
done.
and Steam.
Yep.
What's it
I already
like,
did
dude?
it.
Have you been in there?
It was awesome. Hell yeah, it was amazing. I have a buddy who I play games with all the time, who I've played with for years, who hasn't made the transition into VR yet, and I still play flag games with him to this day. And I have something that I can play in VR on my PC with him on his PS4 as a flat gamer. And we went into No Man's Sky and we were running around blasting the planet and doing star fights, and it was awesome, dude. It worked really, really well. The other thing that they added is the full body like rendering. So you look down and you can like see your body, you can like see the tools hanging off of your backpack and stuff. And I had a blast with it. Blast with it.
How was that full body? Was it done well, or was there bits when you're like leaning back and then you're in your body? Kind of thing?
No, it's pretty good. I kind of forgot about it, and which I think is the point, right? Like you just like it should just work. I did notice that if I move, the body does not. The body stays there, and you can get as far away as like out here to your shoulder, and you can just like look over and just like see your body standing there. But you can't get super far away, and it doesn't animate. Like I was like walking around, like trying to see if it would look weird to my friends, and it just looked like I was standing there.
Yep.
So I would say they did a good job.
Oh, so say that again. So in your gameplay, you're moving, but to them, you're not.
When I'm moving my head around my play space, around the body, yes. But all of my mannerisms and stuff are being captured and translated.
Right.
So
the
basically,
person the other person can see your hand motions and your head motions, but you can actually step a bit outside of your body.
you can.
And what you were on PlayStation or PC playing?
I was on the PC. I actually can't do No Man's Sky on the PSVR. It is way too blurry.
Yeah, see, that's why
It
I'm
is really
scared to
bad.
check it out on PC because I can't. You kind of, you know, it's like you don't miss what you haven't tried, kind of thing, or whatever, and you don't know what you're missing. And when I played it on PlayStation VR, everyone wanted a pro patch, and every time we got an update, I think it got a big update. I'd make a video. I'd be like, "Is this it?" Because I do my stuff live normally. I haven't even got
Yeah,
time to check it. And I was like, "Right, let's do this. Let's check this out." No, this isn't the pro update. And I think I've done another video. Is this the pro update? No. And I thought, I don't think it's coming. And it still hasn't to this day, I don't believe. They've done a pro patch. So
But now that I can play it on the Vive Pro with my index controllers with dual analogs, I'm in there and it feels good.
Is it really crisp and clear, or is it just less blurry than the PSVR?
It's, you know, it's not perfect. And I just came across a post on Reddit that said something to the effect of like, these are the settings that you need to have enabled in order for it to
yeah,
look
I
good
remember
in
that
VR.
at launch. People talking about that.
You can't go all ultra because like there's something that it can't really keep track of, and I haven't done that yet. So to be honest, I did notice some like weird like distortion and stuff like that happening like around menus and things like that. But honestly, I was just having fun. Like I just was in there with my buddy, and Skiva from my podcast joined in there too, and us two were in VR. My buddy was on a flat screen. We're like looking for a planet to land on and getting into trouble in our spaceships, and it was just awesome. It's a great, like, it's like a really good social experience with stuff to do, you know.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah,
In the chat, Madman says, I bought a PC a couple of days ago. He bought it on PC a couple of days ago, and it's night and day with PSVR. Dark says the PC version of No Man's Sky is great, but I just don't like using a virtual HOTAS. Delirium says he doesn't have enough time to enjoy No Man's Sky. Welcome to my world, dude.
Yeah.
I seriously
For
don't
real.
have time
It's a time sink.
to do that. And then Skippy VR says No Man's Sky on PC isn't dramatically clearer. Just,
I would say it is. In
Very
my
much
experience.
so.
I would
We
disagree.
appreciate your opinion,
Yeah.
but you're wrong.
I would say it is
You
like
have to have your settings way off or lower.
Yeah.
For that not to be the case.
listen, have you got a link to these? I remember this going around on Reddit that they were basically posting these settings that people needed to do.
I took a screenshot of it. I'll send it to you after the show.
Yeah, send it to me. We'll chuck it up in the Discord, man. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it can help you
Okay.
in some way. Whoever's got any, this still looks like a PSVR game. We can sort of sort that out. So yeah, that is us caught up with the news. Unless anyone has any news they want to talk about, and they know of anything in the chat that we haven't covered, which is highly possible, because I was checking out iRacing today after the good word of JD Max. I signed up for 3 months as an early adopter because we talk about racing sims. Salsa always talks about racing sims, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to dip
You're going to one up me.
I'm going to dip into it. And I wasn't actually that wowed by it. And I think the reasons I wasn't wowed by it, I know the one reason I ended up turning it off was because a car was £11. One car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, that isn't me. Like, I would not pay £11 for a bit of digital content. That is one bit. It's not like a rally car pack. That's different.
Yeah.
It was one car. Because I was like,
Yeah.
is that one car? I was like, no, it can't. And it is one car, okay. So it's a subscription-based model. I've got it like 50% off something. It was $19, I believe, for 3 months. Not a problem with that, actually, because when you go on there, it's actually all right. JD said it might not be very well laid out. I might get a bit confused, and I didn't. It was very well laid out. You basically just book onto a slot of a race. You're booked in. You jump in. You can practice, qualify, race. Yeah. So you also, there's a very big thing on this, right? I was in Rookie Cup, and apparently rookies are where all the idiots are. And 50% of them are probably still practicing, and 50% are probably just idiots. I don't know. But you get penalties, and you get a rating, and your rating is based on how well you race, and that's how you progress and stuff, you know. And I had 90 penalties, I think over 4 to 5 races. I got kicked out of a race. So, yeah, and I wasn't messing around. I was actually trying my best. I got knocked off the track. That gave me a penalty. You know, there was all this sort of stuff. So, but I'm going to go back to it, and I do want to try it again. because I do want to experience that. We talk about Sims all the time, and that is part of what VR should be, is actually getting to basically live another life for a little while, go somewhere else. Like by day I work here, but by night I'm an amazing virtual reality race car driver and stuff. And I love that side of VR, because it is an escape. It's a brilliant escape, and I wanted to try it, so I will be dipping in again. But yeah, when I saw the price of the car, man, I was like, do I want to like this a lot? Because Mrs. GT wouldn't be too happy if I said I bought a new Subaru. £11.
It's like I say with these type of things is, if you're going to do sim racing in iRacing and its subscription model, you need to be invested in it.
Yeah, like JD's just saying, you really
when
have to
you're
be
invested in something as a hobby, and that's what you do spend your time doing, that's when it makes sense. That's when it's like, okay, that's fine, because you are then spending the amount of time that makes that money spent not actually expensive. It can end up cheap, because you can spend 20, 30, easily 50 odd hours on just learning how to drive that one car. And then on X track and that track and the other track, and getting that down and having whatever event run off of it. And then you get your value for money that way.
Going back to PlayStation 5, it was like, no, I'm not paying that, I'm not paying that. But you're going to get years of time playing that. And I don't know how much time people spend on gaming consoles, but like, this is what I was saying about another thing, going back to the pricing quickly, is PlayStation 4 come out, and then only 3 years later the Pro come out. Like, and some people I know, I think my uncle said, he only recently upgraded to the Pro. So he's like, I'm not paying $599 for another console. I just got the Pro. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could literally buy, without knowing it, a PlayStation Pro, and the next day a PlayStation 5 comes out, if you're just not that kind of guy who follows tech news and don't know about it. So where does that leave you? But that's why I see the PlayStation a bit like a gym membership. I see it like the more you use it, the better value it is. So yeah, I'm going to stay in there, and I'm going to keep trying it. The driving was fine. Everything was fine with it. I wasn't blown away by it graphically, because I was thinking, this doesn't look that great. Like, I went through the settings, I went through the recommended settings, I upped some stuff, and then I jumped into Assetto Corsa, and I was like, no, this game looks really good in comparison, graphically.
Do you have mods in Assetto Corsa as well, or not?
Don't think so, no. Like, I'm just standing.
Then you're playing the bad version of Assetto Corsa as well.
Oh,
so it goes better.
What have I done?
You just killed him. Why would you do that?
What have I done?
Straight up murder.
If you not get the mods in for like the Soul mod, if you haven't tried the Soul mod,
you need the Soul.
In Assetto
you need a Soul.
Corsa.
Yeah.
That is amazing, because that adds the the sunrise and sunset and the time and weather and all this lot into it, and it just transforms it.
Delirium says,
realistic.
Jesus, GT, you're playing the bad version. I know. How stupid am I for just playing the one they sold me?
Unbelievable, dude.
The bad version.
What a fool.
You're playing the less. It is the lesser thing when you don't have the mods. It just ups the visual quality of that a lot. The shaders.
You don't get a bad version of a game when it's a console. You just get the game.
You just get a game, but that's it. You do get the pre-patch version, which is not really that great, and then after they do the pro patch, then it becomes good. So
there's some things I don't get about mods, dude. Like, how can people outside of the real game, like, if I made a game and I thought this is excellent, and someone come along and went, by the way, I just bought a mod for your game, mate, and it makes it a lot better, I'll be like going, oh, hold on a minute.
But they designed the game engine to allow that to happen.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, how much better is it? Like, you're making it sound like a bad.
Oh no,
version.
it's like the difference between visually.
No Man's Sky on PSVR
Corsa,
and No Man's Sky.
It makes it a bit better than, say, Project Cars level of graphics, which looks a little bit better. Project Cars 2 is the looker, really. Yeah. The Assetto Corsa is kind of midway in looks and better handling. iRacing, not as great on the looks, but better handling and league stuff going on, better, more competition.
I was going to
So
say,
it has that gameplay element.
I've never really jumped into mods too much. Like I've never been mad on it. Half-Life Alyx though just makes it so easy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you've played Half-Life Alyx and you haven't played the mods,
Yeah.
you're doing yourself a disservice. Like there's some seriously awesome stuff in there, and it's really easy to get into.
Yeah, it is.
That's the same with
that's the key.
AC. Yeah, that's the same with AC and the Soul mod. That really does transform it. There's something very magical about wow, JD and the $14.99.
You just got a car, bro.
He just got a new
Oh my!
say,
Just got a
You
car.
have to get it now. That's what that's for.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you ever so much, JD. Thank you, man. I can't believe it. I'm gonna go and buy myself a car.
Nice.
I got to admit, I'm going to try not to crash it first and get kicked out of any races, and then I will probably buy myself a car.
Yeah, just don't punt anybody out.
I didn't. That's the thing. That's what I was trying to say, man. Like, I definitely found as you said, it's a sim racer, so it was harder to race. It was, without a doubt.
Yes.
Like I went on a Assetto Corsa.
It feels.
I was in like a Z4 souped up BMW. Sounds amazing. One of my favourite cars in the game. Went round the whole of Nürburgring, flat out. I come off once. Do you know what I mean? So, and then I play iRacing, and I'm like, whoa! I'm all over the place. Literally, I come out the pit lane too fast, got a penalty, and then span it. And then I hit someone else who come flying at me so quick, and I was like, this isn't going to go well today. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I'm more of a kart racer myself.
Is there like decent ones in VR though? Because obviously you got that crappy one that we had.
Yeah, there's a couple. I haven't really gotten into them. Honestly, like the whole racing genre hasn't really pulled me in. So I don't know what it is, but I've dabbled a little bit, but I've never like been like, oh my god, I have to race again. Like, let me get in there.
So that's what JD.
Have you tried Wipeout?
I have tried Wipeout, and I have played it, but dude, honestly, man, for me, it is all about multiplayer. Like, I really do love the way that games connect you to people, and that is what makes a lot of times it'll make or break a game for me. So Wipeout, I think, is great because so many people have PSVR, and it's so easy to jump into matches with people with that game.
This is a good question from Nat of 7 Degrees Gaming. If GT7 does come with full VR support, will that drag me away from other car games, and for how long?
Hopefully forever, right? Like you want the new game to be better than the one you're playing, don't you?
But there is a difference between Gran Turismo and the other car games, because Gran Turismo is basically what we'd call a simcade game. It would definitely drag me into playing it because I think it's an incredibly fun game to play. It always has been. That's its charm. It's easy to get on with. It can be great fun to play. The physics aren't as real, but that kind of makes some of it work for it. And it has something unique to it. It has like the driving school stuff. It has the challenges. It has the career modes. It has all of that stuff to it. That's what's missing from some of the other games. And that's what GT7 would bring to the table in terms of game. It's not always just about that, a singular thing. It's that it brings something different to the game that I can get something out of it. Something that, like I say, all of those elements, they really do make a big difference.
Right. I want to compare it to like Super Smash Bros. And I know that's not a VR game, but like there are people who never left the physics of Melee behind. Like they will always be Melee players, and that's all there is to it. And Smash Ultimate can come out and it could be brand new and shiny, but there are people who just are diehard fans of those old physics and the way that that game flows, So like to your point, there is each game that comes out will always have a certain flow. And like my favorite Soul Calibur game is Soul Calibur 2. They've come out with Soul Calibur games forever and ever and ever, but 2 is and probably always will be my favorite.
On which console though? Because every console had a different character.
I liked it on PS2.
Oh, that would have been
Heihachi from Tekken.
Yeah.
I wanted Link, but like the flow and the feel on the PS2 with the controller, PS2 controller, it was just the best experience.
I was Xbox dude, because I loved I loved Xbox
Spawn
anyway.
Is badass. He is definitely the best of those characters from that generation.
Yeah, I loved that. But I still play Soul Calibur, probably, trying to exaggerate, once every other week on the Dreamcast version. Still.
Soul Calibur 1?
Yeah.
That's so awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Bring whenever it is you come over for a convention or something, bring that thing. Or I'll bring a Dreamcast, and I would love to do a match of Soul Calibur 1 on Dreamcast with you.
Oh, it'd be savage. I don't know if anyone... So at the moment, the trailer in the background now is Gran Turismo 7 from the PlayStation thing. Did you notice there's a place called GT Town?
There is a place called GT
There I am.
Town.
I'm in the gold house in the middle. Yeah. GT Town. This is what I like about Gran Turismo, though, man. Like, I loved the first one, absolutely loved it. But my fondest memory is actually number 2. I played it constantly, and what I'm hoping is that the actual VR thing on this is a bit like iRacing and stuff, or a set of Corsair where you do all your menus, you set everything up, you're ready to go. Boom, on your headset, you do the race, you come back out, you're doing all your bit, or even if you're in the headset all the time, whatever it is, I want a full game like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want. And
if all of that is in VR, I'd definitely play it. I will go round like learning all the tracks. I will need to get all of the gold medals on every single track for every single bit of the driving school, all of that stuff, all the club series, all of that. I would have to get all the gold medals on it, and I would spend time doing it.
But by the way, I played Gran Turismo in a friend's house a little while ago, and I still think this looks like what Gran Turismo does now a bit. And I know
I mean, the models that are built up in Gran Turismo Sport at the moment will be these models. The work they've done on modeling the cars over the years are the most detailed models for any sim game, any game out there. They have got such a huge amount of detail in the models that they've made for GT Sport that they can carry that up into GT7. I mean, they are so exact to the point where they will have the same number of stitches across the interior leatherwork.
Wow.
You know,
that's amazing.
They are that stupidly detailed.
How much are they a car? You know what I mean? How much is that per vehicle?
Yeah.
Well, apparently with some of the Ferraris, there are a couple of million of in-game credit.
Right.
But you know.
Well, and while these trailers do a much better job of translating what the experience will be like than like VR gameplay does, I still think that the way to be able to truly notice the difference is going to be on a 4K television with that PS5 hooked up to it. Like, these trailers are trying, but when you have that machine powering a display like that, that's probably where we'll start to see the differences and the things that separate it.
That's what I think as well. I think, like when I've done the watch along, everyone was like, oh, right now we need to see it in 4K. Well, that means I'd have to stream at 4K. Even if I click the 4K video on YouTube, you'd still be looking at a 900p 1080p video on my end. So, but they weren't even there in 4K, first of all, because I checked. So I was like, because I know my monitor can be 4K, my gaming monitor. Which is another thing, like you were saying earlier, Dane, about affording a TV. This Samsung monitor I've got was like 220, and it's 4K. So if you've got your own little base or whatever, if possible, do you know what I mean? Really?
Dude, I think I just realized I'm getting a 4K monitor.
Yeah, they're not expensive. Like a UHD, Ultra HD, HDR. I can't remember what it was. I got it off Amazon. It was around £200-300, and I was like, no brainer. Do you know what I mean?
It's been good.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. So yeah.
So you took your PS5 up to that, or would you want to have like a big TV?
No, so that's the other thing. Like talking about digital. Yeah, I have got Blu-rays, but I can buy a Blu-ray player for 40-50 quid or whatever. I haven't got any Ultra 4K discs. One, they were bloody expensive. Two, as Mrs. GC said earlier, when you buy a Blu-ray, most of the time you get the film as a digital anyway. So you can basically play it anywhere. So yeah, it would be up here. with my headphones on, in my chair, here. Because the only reason I'd have it downstairs, really, to share with the family, is for watching content. And at the end of the day, I've got my Netflix and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't, because I know PlayStation try and give you an all-in-one system, don't they? You can rent your films on there. You can watch Netflix through it. All that stuff. That won't be like me because my TV's got Netflix on it anyway because it's Android. So
Yep.
that's how I sort of weighed it all up, personally. You know, but I don't know the dimensions of the PlayStation 5. I don't know if they've released them. Have they? Have they released the dimensions? Has anyone?
As in the sizing of it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've seen loads of pictures of it comparing it to other devices. So they must have got some basis for that comparison, as in sizes somewhere.
Because I'd have it laying down sideways. I won't be standing it up. I
Yep.
don't think. I don't know what. South, are you standing it up or laying it down?
Standing up. I have. There is one of my PlayStations under there, and there's another one of my PlayStations over there. So we have one over there standing, and we have one lying on the side.
Sonny said
it depends.
PS5 is massive. So, like, yeah, I don't know where it's going to be. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure. Maybe I will have to stand it up because
I think standing it up is like the best for like air circulation and like keeping it cool. But
Yeah.
for me, it's like if I need to please my fiance, I can't just have stuff just like spread all over the place. You know, like it needs to be like tucked into like.
Well, you can say it's a sculptural and you're being cultural.
Yeah. I've gotten away with a bunch of stuff over the years at this point. I've like slowly like integrated stuff. Like when I came home with a gaming chair that looked like a I don't know, like a spaceship chair or something, she was like, "What? Like you're gonna keep that down here, like with these things, you know?" So I think the aesthetics actually matter a lot for a lot of people, especially in like a household where like you have a wife who's been like decorating the place or something, you know, and then all of a sudden there's this like rocket ship just chilling there next to the TV. So it's got to be able to like tuck away somewhere. So I would stand it up if I could.
Yeah, Mrs. GT's telling me I've got to stand it up. It's artistic. JD says
Nice.
he's got his Netflix on his Vita. Dark says I keep forgetting I have a Vita. Dude, like I miss my Vita so much. That's such a good console. And yeah, remote play, dude. Once again, it's one of those things where it's quite ahead of its time. Really, the Vita.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a shame. I think it was only 3G though, wasn't it, over Wi-Fi instead of.
Yeah, and the Vita didn't have full functionality of the PlayStation controller, right? Like it was like missing like the back R2 buttons or something.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
only
Yeah.
get one set of them. So like for a lot of games that require all the buttons, you're still not able to fully get in there.
Nice.
But it was still ahead of its time, to your point, for sure.
For sure. Unfortunately, guys, that is the end of this week's show, episode 51. Thank you to everyone who has been in the chat today. Thank you especially to all those who have liked, commented, turned up, and donated. Cheers. A massive thank you to Alex VR.
Oh, dude, thank you dude, a pleasure and an honor to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me.
It's
man.
all good, man. Honestly, like I'm hoping to just revolve people and get other people on from the community. You know what I mean?
For sure. I love it.
I think that's what it's all about, man. But thank you, and good luck with your next show.
Thank you.
I think it's awesome. I really enjoyed it. You know, like, how can I put it? You know, when you meet people, like we've never met physically, but
Right.
you know, when you just talk to people and meet them, you can go, you're like, actually, that you just know they're good people, and that's where you are, man. That's where you and Skeever are. So
this is good stuff. So yeah, if you guys are unfamiliar,
fist bump, fist bump.
Yeah,
Where is it?
there's.
Like, wrong way. But yeah, that's it.
But yeah, it's called Between Realities. It's youtube.com/betweenrealities. We'll be up in a couple of weeks. And then I also have my personal channel, youtube.com/AlexVR. I have a bunch of interviews on there and gameplays. I do streams and stuff. So check it out, guys. And thank you guys again so much for having me here and doing this. This is amazing.
It's been our absolute pleasure. Thank you to Dane from Get to the Chopper VR.
Always a good time.
It is, man. It is. And Salsa from Salsa Ketchup VR.
Thanks for joining us all.
And yeah, as always, as I said before, man, without you guys in the chat, you know, you make this show what it is. So thank you ever so much. Look after yourselves. Have a great week. Hopefully, we'll all see you on one of our channels doing stuff. Yeah, and just stay safe. So take care, guys. See you soon. Bye 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 bye. Bye bye.